for their iconic player, Mo Salah?
Of course, there's been discussions, yeah. Right now, there's obviously a big difference in the valuation. What Mo Salah and his agent value themselves at, whether that's financially or in terms of length of contract, to what Liverpool do. So the reason Liverpool wouldn't have offered a contract yet is because Mo Salah will turn it down. So they're still in talks. Maybe I'm desperate for them to meet in the middle. But I must say, I am very disappointed with Mo Salah.
Why?
That interview last night after the game, and it comes out today. Liverpool have got Real Madrid midweek and they've got Manchester City at the weekend. That's the story for Liverpool right now. And Mo Salah, we're all quite aware, certainly the local reporters are in Liverpool, that in the 7 years he's been at the football club, he's stopped in the mix zone twice, which is right, which is absolutely fine. But he decided to stop for the third time away at Southampton on the back of winning Liverpool the game and putting that out.
Jamie Carragher, by the way, hit the like and the share button, people. Some big stuff on PGMOL. Big take as well in relation to Man United's new head coach, Ruben Amorim. But you see here on Monday Night Football, Jamie Carragher going in on Mo Salah, saying he's disappointed. And I think that Jamie Carragher is being so short-sighted in this. It's unbelievable. Unbelievably short-sighted. I agree with Jamie that there's probably been discussions. However, Mo has not said there hasn't been discussions. That's the framing that Monday Night Football have put out. Of course there's been discussions. It could be right that there's been no official offer right now because what they're going to offer Mo Salah is going to reject because it doesn't reflect the quality of player, the consistency of player, the years he has ahead of him, and the fact he's their greatest ever Premier League player. He's their best player this season. He delivers for them week in, week out, and he's almost irreplaceable. I'm not even sure if Liverpool will see a better player, a more consistent player in an attacking element in the next 10, 20, 30 years because he's better than Suarez. He's better than Torres. He's better than all their attackers in the last 30, 40 years. So the idea of finding someone as good or better in the future is very low. For Jamie Carragher to focus on, he's only ever stopped in the mix zone twice in the life. I mean, the fact he knows that is crazy. But of course, Mo Salah is right to call this out. Liverpool are doing brilliantly well this season. They're heading towards another Premier League title. They look majestic. But if Mo Salah leaves, I don't think they're as good a team. There's also other players whose contracts are all up in the air as well. And as much as Liverpool fans want to win this league, you can't ever, I think, as football fans, take your eye off of the future. Football is like chess. It's not just about the next move. You've got to be working 3, 4, 5, 6 moves ahead, which ironically is what Liverpool were famed for in those seasons under Klopp when they were winning Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, especially when you look to how the club were run. It was their future-proofing. It was being a move ahead. It was knowing what was coming and being ready for it. Mo Salah is absolutely right to talk about this the way he did. He hasn't disrespected anybody, but he's right to put it out there. And I think I'd love to know Jamie Carragher's motivations for this, but I think he's being absolutely tone deaf in his breakdown here. But I'd love to get your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. Do you think what Liverpool are doing is right and wrong? Let me know in the comment sections below. Now, over to the PGMOL. And I know that Dermot Gallagher doesn't officially work for them on paper, but we've seen him say and others say they are colleagues of mine, okay? So directly or indirectly, he defends them. This was the penalty that wasn't given to Southampton at the weekend. I don't quite know how I missed this in the game. I must have been going to the toilet. Genuinely, toilet or getting a drink. Because I don't remember this incident. I don't think we spoke about it on the match reaction. I don't really remember it at all. And I watched it back on Ref Watch. And I'm flabbergasted that a penalty wasn't given. But listen to Dermot Gallagher gaslight us. Listen to him lie. Listen to him absolutely just go out of his way to defend the PGMOL, which, if you ever hear Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, any pundit say, why do fans think there's corruption? Why do fans think there's a cover-up? Why do fans think there's something untoward going on? Listen to this clip and just send it to them as evidence.
Have had a penalty. Instead, incredibly, the foul was given against him. when he was taken down by goalkeeper Carragher. Why on earth was this not a penalty, damn it?
The referee gave a foul there. He gives a foul there for Armstrong pulling back Conor Bradley. If you watch the referee, if you go to the first image, you see the referee actually whistling before the.
So listen to what he said there. It's for the shirt pull on Conor Bradley. And he then says before the foul from Carragher, which he admits is a foul, but it's a second foul. He said the referee's already blown his whistle. Now, this isn't someone this isn't Dermot Gallagher watching it in real time and giving an opinion. This is him having watched it live, watching the replays, re-watching it again, and watching it now, and he ball-faced lies on national TV.
So for that there, he gives the free kick, whereas actually his shirt is pulled beforehand. The only reason he's reaching out and grabbing on is because he's flying through the air at the time.
See, they've both got hold of each other's shirts, and I think they're both pulling on each other's shirts, okay, which is a tussle. I actually think Conor Bradley grabs hold of Armstrong first. So if you're going to look at clear and obvious errors, if you want to go down that line. Now, no Liverpool fan is defending this. Liverpool fans are absolutely, they're not playing the victims here. Everyone knows no one's targeting Liverpool. Liverpool haven't done anything wrong. Liverpool fans are backing the pressure being put on the PGMOL because of what their club has gone through at the hands of them. But Conor Bradley holds on to Armstrong first. Armstrong holds him back. But keep watching and listen.
It's a red herring, Dermot, because he's already been brought down by Carragher.
He's already in connection with it, Rob. That's what the referee gave. He gave a foul against Armstrong for the shot.
But is it right? I mean, look at the presenter. And do you know what? It's a high time that the TV companies started to challenge this more. Okay, he gave the foul because he thinks Armstrong pulls the shirt first. But isn't that what the PGMOL and VAR should be doing and saying, hang on, what did you give? Oh, I thought that Armstrong pulled the shirt first. Well, no, Conor Bradley pulled him first, to be fair. And then ask the referee the question. If you would have seen Conor Bradley pull the shirt first, would you have blown the foul that way? No. Well, therefore, it's a clear and obvious error. Therefore, it's a clear and obvious error.
Was that the correct decision, Dermot?
It was the first foul.
No yes or no from this man.
Keller committed the second foul.
He's back to this again. No yes or no.
There's two fouls. There's no doubt about that. But he's given the first foul.
Can we see that again? Thank you. All right, here we go. Right, I'm.
Now listen.
Where?
Right, he gives that foul, doesn't he? He doesn't.
No.
The referee doesn't put his whistle. This is the referee putting the whistle to his mouth. This comes after Carragher takes out Armstrong. So remember what we said at the beginning? Dermot Gallagher saying the referee had already blown the whistle before Carragher takes out Armstrong. A lie to gaslight people. The PGMOL think we're stupid. They think we don't have eyes.
He whistles there.
But he gives...
He whistles.
Rob, he gives the first
But
foul.
if we look at it from the other side, actually, he's having his shirt pulled as well. And
See, when you look at that, that's the first shirt pull. So Armstrong's got his arm out and is holding Conor Bradley off. That isn't a foul in football. Conor Bradley is pulling his shirt. Now, again, Liverpool fans, please don't get triggered. I beg you, don't become tribalistic. I am not blaming Liverpool. We're talking about the lack of honesty from the PGMOL and their media representatives to lie to us. That, all they're asking Dermot Gallagher to say is, referee's made a mistake because he has. Armstrong doesn't commit the first foul. That is in my opinion, that is an objective fact. You can see it there.
there's more of a coat hanger on Armstrong than the other way round.
I can only tell you what the referee's given.
No, Dermot Gallagher, you're not here to only tell us what the referee has given. We know the referee has made a mistake. We want you, as a former referee, to be honest and to be open and say, this was the mistake from the referee. This is what should have happened. This is why it didn't. To educate us. All you do, or 9 times out of 10 what you do, is you defend the PGMOL. You are their media puppet mouthpiece, and that is why fans think there are cover-ups and corruptions. And look, this decision benefited Liverpool. There'll be one next week that doesn't help them, but they should all be called out. I missed this one on the day. Listening to them break that down is nothing short of a bloody disgrace. Now, moving on, Manchester United, Amorim, the system. Let's take a little listen to this here right now.
I'd be amazed if they were still playing a 3-4-3 in a year's time. This league's very, very different than continental leagues. We've only had Chelsea in recent years win playing that system. And let's be honest, they had Kante and Matic, two wonderful defensive midfielders in the middle of the pitch, and Costa up top with Hazard supporting him and helping him as well. They don't have those players yet. And how do you find them? It costs hundreds of millions to get the best players in the world. I think when you play three at the back against the majority of good teams in our league who play three high, you end up being a 5, and that's really difficult. I don't think we'll see... If United are going to get much better and be competitive, I think that 3-4-3 will evolve into something else.
We were asked this question on the top 6 yesterday. If Man United create a system that's 3-4-3, what do you do when Amorim is no longer here? Amorim has already addressed this by stating that playing with 3 at the back or 4 at the back isn't overly different. It's more about the instructions around what you do in possession. And we see this in the Premier League a lot already. A lot of Premier League teams will invert one of their fullbacks, which essentially means when they're in possession, they go to 3 at the back, as an example. Loads of teams, whether you play 4 at the back or 3 at the back, will drop with 5 or 6 in their back line when they're defending deep. It's very, very normal, and I think we're overanalyzing this. However, where I agree with Danny Murphy, so anyone that's already trying to counter me, listen to this part first. I understand where he's coming from. We may not stick with this formation, and Amorim himself has already said this. And that's what I'm a little flabbergasted by when it comes to the analysis and the lack of research that has been done by the mainstream media that should be on point, is Amorim has already addressed this. He stated that he has an idea and a philosophy and a way of playing, but he's very open to the idea of having to adapt to be in the Premier League. Man United fans are aware of this. For me, this isn't... And I don't think, by the way, Danny Murphy is trying to discredit Amorim in any way here. A few people sent this clip to me and said, I think he's having a go at us. I don't think he is. But rivals are jumping on this like a bitch in heat. And they shouldn't be. Because... Okay, actually, let me rephrase that. Let me turn a phrase a different way. I understand why rivals are jumping all over this. But Man United fans, I said it in my piece last night that I wrote for X, an article on there. We've got to develop thicker skin and stop being so weak. We know what our head coach has said. I believe in the direction we're going in as a club, so I can handle this type of analysis. And if it turns out to be right, I'll say well done. If it turns out to be wrong, we'll talk about it. But for me, we have got to develop a much thicker skin here and almost laugh at some of the analysis that it should just be like water off a duck's back to us, because our own manager or head coach, I've got to get better at saying head coach, our own head coach has called this out already. So it's really not this sort of groundbreaking piece of analysis, this smoking gun as a problem for the football club as people are making out. Look, viewers, do me a big, big favour. I'd love your thoughts on the Mo Salah situation, the PGMOL being exposed, and about Ruben Amorim's 3-4-3. Do you think it will stay? Do you think it will go? Thoughts, feelings, opinions in the comment section now. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and we'll see you all again soon. Peace.